Hey guys, my name is David and I will talk about my presentation of pedagogic proposals about English teaching area. In this video, I will explain the three areas of English language teaching. Teaching skills are the result that enable educators to carry out educational activities effectively. There are specific qualities that distinguish one teacher from another and are part of their personality, using the methods and techniques for design their lesson planning. Now, let's introduce the first example of teaching skills. Reading conversation is important because we use direct methods for reading aloud to do conversation practice before making a dialogue. The major skills we need to read aloud to increase our listening and writing skills. In this chart, grammar translation method is useful to create a dialogue working in a deductive application of rules. If you are asking for a native language, sometimes it's useful in case do not recognize the vocabulary. Working a conversation practice requires the use a target language. We don't use the native language because in this presentation we use the direct method, the Suggestopedia and communicative language teaching. Making a conversation practice and role play with restaurant things, we need the use of Realia. And I evaluated with a summative rubric is the best proposal to evaluate the learner's speaking and pronunciation level. In this graphic, Team 2 was the best at organizing the presenting and the sketch, using teaching resources and fluency in pronunciation, exactly the words that teacher asked them to. The other teams needed to improve a lot, not only in materials, but there was also a lot of concentration, lack of commitment, and the pronunciation of words. To increase the oral conversation practice, working in a podcast is the best solution. We use community language learning, audiolingual, and communicative language teaching. This was required in the second project of speaking to making a summative assessment in the rubrics. In the second project, everyone fulfilled their oral expression according to the grading rubric, except for Team 2, since their biggest weakness has been the low volume or the difficulty of pronouncing the entire sentence when answering each question that the speaker transforms. To finish the first area, we move on the exam section. The exam could be summative grade. However, this exam is formative assessment to find out how much knowledge the learner has. In the second area, we are talking about vocabularies but at each educational level. The main topic in this area, we are talking about derivation and inflection. Derivation is the process to creating a new word by adding prefix and suffix to a base word. Inflection is the process of changing words to express different grammatical categories such as tense, mood, voice, aspect, person, number, gender. For a case, we transform all the verbs in present tense, present continuous, or past simple. The first example is about junior high school activities. This weather conversation is a better example. The procedure is reading the conversation practice and find the missing inflected and derivative words in the sentences, fill in the blanks. The next example is an elementary activity with a song about feelings and emotions. The procedure is singing the song, pronouncing the inflected and derivative words to use the flashcard holding your hands following the song's rhythm. And the last, movies fragments about Human rights, we are going to find low vocabulary words with inflection and derivation words. The procedure is reading all the movies fragments and find the words with inflected and derivated to write in the chat. To finish the video, it's time for the resection skills focused on extensive reading. Extensive reading is a reading strategy that involves reading longer, easier texts for a sustained period of time. It's a way to develop reading skills and comprehension, and to increase vocabulary and background knowledge. The extensive reading results example is talking about the Epic of Gilgamesh, the trilogy. The trilogy has been written by Ludmila Zaman in 1991 to 1995. The setting of the trilogies is located in Uruk, Mesopotamia, currently Iraq, and the Sumer River, currently Tigris and Euphrates. The narrator's point of view is an omniscient third person. In the synopsis, Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, fights against the forces of nature and conflicts surrounding social power, love, and sexuality, the search for the meaning of life, and the futile longing of immortality. Now, it's time to begin with the plot analysis. In the exposition, Gilgamesh was sent by the sun god to rule over the city of Uruk. In the rising action, Gilgamesh and Enkidu fights against the monster Umbaba by Shanhat's Muda after provoking an earthquake against Uruk. In the climax, Ishtar appears to make deal with Gilgamesh, but she was rejected and Enkidu is found dead. In the following action, after Enkidu's demise, Gilgamesh set out to find Uznapishtim to learn how to become immortal, crossing the Sumer River to find the flower of Youth. And the resolution, Gilgamesh lost the flower of Youth eaten by Ishtar. The eagle, who is Enkidu's manifestation, rescues Gilgamesh to return to Uruk with a new understanding of life and death. After having moved of the plot analysis, we are going to get to know the characters of this trilogy with their personalities and their type of chapter within the book. The first chapter is Gilgamesh, the main protagonist of the epic, a brave man and god ruling Uruk. The second chapter is Enkidu, a savage human from the natural habitat who fights in honor of his friends and Shanhat's interest love. He is the main confident chapter of Gilgamesh. The third chapter is Shanhat, a beautiful single woman who lives in Uruk singing with her harp, and she has fallen in love of Enkidu. She is another confidant of Gilgamesh. The fourth chapter is the Hunter, an useless man who hunts animals. His personality is very stubborn man. He is a secondary chapter. The fifth chapter is Siduri, a young lady who lives in cedar forests and the Sea of Death. Her personality is courageous and kind. She is a secondary chapter. The seventh chapter is the monster Umbaba. It is a scary monster who likes to kill humans. He was variously described as an ogre, demon, or giant. It is a secondary antagonist chapter. And the last chapter is the main antagonist of chapter. I am talking about Ishtar. She was described as being obsessive, pollutant, passionate, and dangerous. Her power and ambition as a goddess were focused on sex and violence, fecundity and death, beauty and terror, centrality and marginality, order and chaos, being a genocide woman. The first activity, readers will verify the quotes which is true or false according to the three trilogies. The next activity, we analyze the three paragraphs using punctuation marks. We need the scanning skill. And the last, readers answer the question according to the three trilogies as a reading comprehension exercise. Thank you for watching my video and subscribe to my channel. See ya!